Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees, and in today's video, we're doing our weekly prospect report. This is going to be recapping the top performers at the minor league level this past week, and as always, we're going to be talking about these prospects, going into a little more depth, and bringing to you guys why these guys could be fun players at the big league level at some point down the road. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure to check out our social media channels. We have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. The handles are all Fireside Yankees. And you can also check out the website, EmpireSportsMedia.com, for in-coverage on the Yankees on all of your favorite New York sports teams. Without further ado, though, let's get into today's video. The headlining story for the Yankees at the minor league level was Spencer Jones getting moved up from AA to AAA. Our number 7 prospect had been the best qualified hitter in terms of weighted runs created plus at the AA level and was more than worthy of a promotion to Scranton. He had been brilliant throughout the season, and while Somerset is losing a big bat, Scranton gained someone who can really help their offense immediately, and that's exactly what he did, hitting 2 home runs in his first 4 games there. On the week as a whole, including his AA games, he had 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, and a .987 OPS, as he also picked up a walk-off hit in his final at-bat with the Somerset Patriots. Spencer Jones is someone who has generated tons of power this year, as well last year he hit 17 home runs in 122 games. This year he's hit 18 home runs in 52 games. So Jones has done a better job of hitting the ball in the air. He's cut down his ground ball rate a ton. He's improved his fly ball rate and his line drive rate. And we've also seen a massive improvement in walk rate. While the strikeouts are still very high, if Spencer Jones is able to maintain this kind of damage contact, we could see him reach the major leagues at some point in 2025, although I imagine that would be in very late September. I think that the more likely outcome is that he's promoted to the big leagues at some point in 2026, although I will say I'm not sure if that's going to be with the Yankees or another organization. On one hand, Jones is finally showing the progress that the Yankees were hoping for in terms of power, but on the other hand, he's still striking out a lot, and his value may never be higher in a trade than this season. So it does present a very interesting conundrum for the Yankees, and I do wonder how they handle him this year, but Spencer Jones is in an awesome spot right now. I'm very happy he got promoted, and it's awesome to see immediate results for Jones. He's had a hard, long journey over the last couple of years, but he's finally at AAA, and that major league dream can finally become a reality at some point in the next year or so. I also found it impressive that one of the home runs he hit came off of a rehabbing pitcher in Tanner Houck. He also picked up a 113-mile-per-hour single off of him, so overall just a very, very impressive week for the Yankees center fielder. Now let's talk about his former teammate at AA, Raphael Flores, who had a .417 batting average, hit a home run, had 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles to go with a 1.065 OPS this week. Raphael Flores in 74 games has hit 13 home runs, has 20 doubles, and has an .838 OPS in a very run-depressed environment. Flores has still struggled with his strikeout rate this year, but his ability to hit for power and his ability to hit a lot of extra base hits has made him one of the best pure hitters in the Yankee organization. He has tons of raw power, the kind of raw power that has rivaled Spencer Jones before, but I do think that Flores has some things he has to work on before he can move up to AAA. Notably, he has to get better as a catcher. I still think there are things he has to get better with. I don't believe he's still polished with handling the run game, but I think he's gotten better as a receiver and as a blocker. Flores is someone who was an undrafted free agent in 2022 and has done a lot to boost his stock since, as he's a consensus top 15 prospect in the Yankees organization. Flores has, again, tons of power, tons of juice in that bat, and when he hits the ball hard, man, I mean, it goes very far. This guy has an uncanny ability to generate high exit velocities, but again, there are still things he needs to work on. The plate discipline has gotten a little bit better as the season has gone on as well, which is really encouraging, but this is just someone who has gone under the radar for quite a bit now. I'm very happy that he got recognition last year for being the Yankees' best position player in the 2024 minor league season, because he was. But now this year, he's just continuing to have a strong year, and hopefully it translates to a promotion to AAA at some point in the second half, because he's going to get there at some point, and when we get that StatCast data, I think a lot more people are going to have their eyes on Flores and say, hey, this guy can hit. This guy can really mash. He can play some first. He can DH a little bit. I'm curious to see how he continues to develop through the minor leagues, because the power is truly, truly excellent. And again, while the contact rates aren't where I want them to be, they're not like low enough where he can't be a big leaguer. They're just at a range where if they can get lower, it increases his odds of getting there. So Raphael Flores, perpetually underrated, really, really fun bat, and hopefully a major leaguer at some point in the near future. Let's move on to talk about some pitchers, and let's start with Xavier Rivas, who allowed 3 runs across 5 2/3 innings pitched, but struck out 13 batters and walked none. So, look, in terms of ERA, that's a 4.76 ERA, but the strikeouts are just, I mean, they're too much to ignore. I cannot ignore a performance where you strike out 13 guys, and you don't walk anyone in a start, and he's quietly been very strong at the single-A level, and across the complex league and single-A, he now has a 2.54 ERA, a 31.6% strikeout rate, a 12.7% walk rate, and a 3.02 FIP. He's done a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. He has a really, really good changeup. The fastball velocity is still developing. He's sitting in the low 90s. That's going to have to get better if he wants to be a true upper-level pitching prospect. But I think there's a profile here that can develop into a pretty productive pitcher. Remember, this is his first season removed from Tommy John surgery. He is 6'4" and 235. I think there's more velocity to be found there. I'd be stunned if he couldn't throw any harder than 90-91. But again, I love the changeup. The changeup is one of the better secondaries in the Yankee organization, and he was a 2024 draft pick, a very late round pick, but again, the injuries made it a risk, and so far that risk has looked to pay off, because I want to remind people that Cam Schlitler, who we'll talk about later in this video, was also one of these not highly touted draft picks, kind of a little bit of a risk, big dude, didn't throw very hard out of college, and suddenly develops velocity with the Yankee organization. So it took a few years, but he got there. And I wonder if Rivas, a left-handed pitcher with, again, a beautiful, beautiful changeup, if he's someone who can also kind of build up velocity. Now, is he going to start touching 99 one day? I don't think so. But can he be someone who gets to 93, 90, 94, maybe sitting 93? That would help a lot. He's tall. He's got decent amount of extension. So even if he's sitting 92 and a half, right? 92 and a half is probably going to end up feeling like 93 for a hitter. The changeup's so good, and the ability to spin the ball is pretty strong. So I believe Xavier Rivas is someone we should be keeping eyes on, and that he could be a very, very fun pitching prospect to watch over the next couple of years. Let's move up to high A to talk about Elmer Cruz, a right-handed pitching prospect who has been brilliant for the Yankees this season. He has struck out 13 batters over 2 starts in 10 2/3 innings pitched, with 2 earned runs allowed, 5 walks, 1 home run, and 9 hits. He was the victim of a ton of errors yesterday, as the Hudson Valley Renegades committed 3 errors behind him, resulting in more runs being scored than they should have been, and a much higher pitch count. So Cruz was kind of screwed by his own defense, but, you know, his repertoire has continued to be very impressive. He has a sinker, 4-seamer, cutter, splitter, curveball, and sweeper, 6 pitches, sits in the mid-90s. I think he should be in Double-A very soon. I think he has shown that he is a polished enough pitcher to do that. I think the stuff is very good. I think the upside here is very high as well. And while he is 40-man eligible at this the end of this season, I do believe there's a chance he gets rostered depending on how he pitches in Double-A, because the Yankees do like him a lot. He could also get traded. I mean, anytime you're Rule 5 eligible, you're a player that the Yankees are going to consider to trade. And in this case, Elmer Cruz should have a lot of suitors. He's a top 10 prospect in the organization. He's a good right-handed pitching prospect. There's a lot of depth in the repertoire here. They acquired him for Carlos Narvaez, who's been awesome for the Red Sox, but I still believe that Elmer Cruz is going to help the Yankees in some way, kind of provide the value that the Yankees are hoping he can, whether it's in a trade or as a standalone pitcher who can help them for the duration of his rookie contract. So I think he's someone you still have to keep eyes on, and I'm really excited to see how he continues to develop throughout the season. Very deep arsenal, good velocity, good movement in all kinds of directions, and really strong results this year. Let's move up a level to talk about Ben Shields, who made his first start at Double-A with the Somerset Patriots. Across 3 1/3 innings pitched, he allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and struck out 6 batters, as he sat between 92 to 93 miles per hour on his fastball, has good extension on that pitch, and generates a lot of lateral movement on both his breaking balls and his fastballs. He releases his fastball from a much lower arm slot than you would expect for someone who generates a good amount of vertical ride on it, and I'm really excited to see kind of how he continues to develop, because this is one of, if not the most underrated pitching prospect in the Yankee organization. He has displayed an ability to get swings and misses at a very high level. He has also displayed the ability to keep the ball on the ground. And if you look at his numbers across 2 years with the Yankee organization, they're pretty exciting at the Double-A level specifically. This is not someone who has just kind of eaten alive Hudson Valley or high A hitters as an older guy. This is someone who has just dominated against competition that's pretty freaking good. He has struck out 71 batters in 55 in the third innings pitched at the AA level between this year and last year now. The ERA is pretty good. We talk about someone who just can get swings and misses at that high of a clip, the one thing I do want to see him do a little more is throw more strikes. I think he needs to be a little more aggressive in the zone because it's going to be hard for him to be a upper level or even a like top 15 or top 20 pitching prospect in the organization if the strike rate's going to be low. Because if the strike rate's low, this stuff isn't bad, but it isn't going to be good enough to overcome that. But again, very excited by what we're seeing from him this year, and hopefully he ends up continuing this trend because he might be a big leaguer as soon as 2026. And if he didn't get hurt, I honestly thought he had a chance to get there in 2025. Let's talk about Cam Schlitler. We saved the best for last, and Schlitler was dominant once again in AAA. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He struck out Christian Campbell 3 times in 3 at-bats. He was dominant. He was brilliant. The fastball sitting between 96 to 97 miles per hour. The cutter was brilliant. It was dominant. I mean, it's just such a good pitch. That big sweeper, still getting swings and misses, and of course, the hammer curveball. Cam Schlitler has really developed into this well-rounded pitching prospect. He was now included in Baseball America's top 100 prospects, and with the big fastball he has, with the swings and misses he gets, with the ability to spin the ball the way he does, he has created quite the strong argument to become the best pitching prospect in the Yankee organization. Now across 4 starts in AAA, he has a 1.69 ERA with a 40.2% strikeout rate and a 9.8% ground ball rate. Between AA and AAA this year, he has made 14 appearances, and he has a 2.18 ERA with a 33% strikeout rate and an 8.5% walk rate. He doesn't allow a lot of home runs. He doesn't allow a lot of damage contact. And we're at a point where this is someone who is just dominant. Like, he is just dominated, torn apart, ripped apart every hitter he's faced, regardless of level. He's been overpowering. He's been everything you want a top-of-the-line pitching prospect to be. And I think soon enough we could see him at the big league level, whether this is someone who is in the Yankee organization or a different organization. But I really do hope it's with the Yankees. I really, really hope that we get to see Cam Schlitler pitch for the Yankees because, man, oh, man, is he really, really good. And, man, oh, man, can he be a really special pitcher if he continues to trend this way. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your guys' continued support. If you enjoyed this video, again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. It would be greatly appreciated. My name, again, is Ryan Garcia. This is Fireside Yankees. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter, and you can check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media channels, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or, of course, this YouTube page. I'd finally like to plug in EmpireSportsMedia.com, where you have rain coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams, including but not limited to these New York Yankees. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Yankees, and peace out.
Perfect.